From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
The UNC football team will surely put an end to a 2-game losing streak this weekend, right? Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Olivia Mundorf.
And I'm BJ Tillman. And Olivia, if not, there's something seriously wrong. But UNC football has a prime opportunity to get back on track against in-state FCS opponent, the Campbell Fighting Camels. Campbell is coming off a huge loss at in-conference opponent Richmond this past weekend. Campbell's QB, Haj Malik Williams, had an abysmal showing against Richmond, posting a lowly 173-yard, 2-fumble, and 2-interception stat line. After being gashed for 4 touchdowns against Georgia Tech, the Heels secondary should have an ample opportunity to return to early season form. Armani Chapman and Tayon Holloway will need to step up this week to get the Heels back into the win column. Omarion Hampton is on the watch list for one of the most prestigious awards in college football. Hampton's 923 yards, 160 carries, and 10 touchdowns have caught the attention of the selection committee for the Maxwell Football Club. Hampton is tied for 4th in yards per game with 115.4 and 9th with 10 touchdowns. The Maxwell Football Club was established in 1935, and the Maxwell Award is perhaps second in prestige after the Heisman. Hampton is a contender to be a semifinalist, and the list will be released on November 13th, and voting will begin the following day.
The top-seeded UNC field hockey team took on Virginia on the Who's home turf Wednesday, looking for redemption and a spot in the ACC title game. Jasmina Smolinar's steal allowed her to quickly get the ball in the circle to send it directly to Riley Heck, who spun around the goalie to find the back of the cage. Pluin Lammers inserted the corner for the Heels to get the ball to Charlie Bruder and got herself in the perfect spot to find the deflection off the goalie. Late in the final quarter, UVA pulled its goalie, giving the Heels an empty net to take a strong shot off a penalty corner. The Tar Heels got the 3-2 victory and will face the Blue Devils in the ACC title game later today, the program's 26th time making it this far.
And the first round of the ACC championship saw the men's soccer team take on Virginia Tech in a win-or-go-home affair at Dorrance Field. 3 minutes in, the Hokies combined effectively for an early lead. Ernest Bawa then turned the tide for the Heels, winning the ball aggressively and curving a strike into the side of the net, capping off a quick-fire double. This would be the momentum shift Carolina needed. As the Heels broke through again with an emphatic strike into the roof of the net, Bawa then capped off his man of the match display with a driven strike through the keeper's hands. The game ended 4-1 with the Tar Heels landing a spot in the quarterfinals of the ACC championship as they seek revenge against Wake Forest.
You know, our goal is to keep getting better. We talk about it all the time. It's like you feel like we're adding these little pieces all the time. And even though they're just little pieces, you know, one at a time, they do add up over the course of the season.
For a deeper dive into UNC's emphatic win, let's go to men's soccer analyst Caroline Routh with Caroline's Corner. Caroline?
BJ, UNC's first contest against the Hokies this season ended in, you guessed it, a draw. So what led to their electric offense in this showing? Well, they showed us that all it takes is a turn. Let's check it out. Over here, we'll have Quincy Airmon pass the ball in to Martin Vichian. If you see right here, Vichian works to receive the ball and have his defender on the outside. He seals him off with a turn and then plays it back to Airmon for a give and go. Airmon fires off a shot that's stopped by the Hokie goalkeeper. But this is the kind of smart positioning and skilled gameplay that was seen throughout the offense. Now in this next play, we'll see Vichian do the exact same thing. He's going to fight for that positioning, give his defender a little bit of an elbow just to make sure he secures that space. He has his defender on his back and is able to turn and fire off a shot. Again, no goal, but this time it bounces around and is rebounded by Quincy Airmon, who finishes it off for the first goal by the Heels in this contest. It was an early equalizer. When the Heels seal off their defenders, they can choose where they go and where they want the ball to go. Now this last play that we'll see here is a corner. It gets bobbled around a little bit, but Andrew Czech is here to settle it. And again, you see he has his defender on his back. Czech creates that space and is able to poke the ball over to Charlie Harper, who volleys it in for his first career goal. The best place you can have your defender is on your back to give yourself space to work. The Heels demonstrated that early in the ACC tournament, which has me excited about what the rest of the postseason is going to look like. BJ?
Caroline, the Heels advanced to play Wake, who they just lost to. What do you think the Heels need to do to get ready for the Demon Deacons?
BJ, Andrew Cortez was the man of the match in our previous Wake game, but the offense just couldn't get it going. I think if they play how they did on Wednesday and work to seal off their defenders, this game could go to the underdogs.
Well, we sure hope so. Thanks, Caroline.
Now moving to women's soccer, Allie Sentnor is the ACC Midfielder of the Year after having a dominant season on the pitch. Sentnor is the first Carolina player to earn a major postseason conference award since UNC senior defender Macy Bell was Freshman of the Year in 2019. The redshirt sophomore has 7 goals, 4 assists, and 18 points this season. 3 of her goals were also game winners, and she leads the team with 73 shots and 20 of those on target. The Heels will look for Sentnor to step up in the postseason as they compete in the NCAA tournament next week. 2 Tar Heel standouts on the women's soccer team made the ACC All-Freshman team. One of the 2 is Savvy King, a native from West Hills, California. King won the ACC Defensive Player of the Week twice and has been one of the best defenders in the nation. Along with receiving her All-Freshman honors, she was also named Second Team All-ACC. Joining King for ACC Freshman honors is Evelyn Shores from Atlanta, Georgia. Shores scored 4 goals and had 3 assists and 11 points for the Heels before her season was cut short due to injury. There will definitely be more to see from these 2 in the years to come. The awards just keep rolling in for the women's soccer team, with 5 more Tar Heels earning All-ACC recognition. Sentnor and Avery Patterson made first-team All-ACC after leading the Carolina attack with a combined 15 goals. The trio of King, Bell, and Sam Meza secured second-team All-ACC. King and Bell were the anchors of a back line that allowed only 14 goals in 19 matches. Meza has established herself as a premier midfielder, starting 17 games this season.
Olivia, what do you think this game needs to do heading into the tournament?
I do think that this team needs to focus on finishing games. That was their main issue in the regular season. And in the regular season, there weren't overtime rules. Now, in the tournament, they're going to go into overtime if they draw in regulation, and then they're going to go into PKs. And I think that's where it's dangerous territory for the women's soccer team in the tournament. But I have confidence that they can still go pretty far despite their early exit last week in the ACC tournament.
Absolutely, and let's hope they execute. They're heading into postseason play soon, but I know I'm looking forward to watching what the Heels do for the rest of their regular season. And UNC Volleyball has a big weekend at Carmichael Arena, starting with Virginia Tech tonight at 6 p.m. and Wake Forest on Sunday at 1 p.m. The Heels lost a heartbreaker last Sunday against NC State. They were out-hit, the Wolfpack having 57 kills and Carolina only 44. Mabry Schaffmaster got her 3rd double-double in the past 4 matches, leading the team with 263 total kills this season. The Tar Heels are looking to break their 3-match losing streak, and the Heels hope for some revenge, starting with a big win against the Hokies tonight. For a closer look on what the Heels need to work on to improve, let's go to volleyball analyst Ashley Humphrey with Aces with Ashley.
BJ, there are 3 main things the Heels need to work on to move to the next level. The first is serving. UNC missed 13 serves against State. Second is starting off strong. UNC started set 1 in a 5-point hole against the Wolfpack. Third is finishing strong. UNC continues to lose in close sets and is unable to pull off the reverse sweep as the Heels lost set 4 on Sunday. But there are some promising signs. Let's take a look at 2 awesome rallies that show Carolina playing up to NC State's level. Now, this first rally is going to be during the first set, where the Heels were down 0-5 and ended up tying the set 16-all. As you can see here, the State servers entering the ball. Mabry Schaffmaster has a perfect pass. Amani Foster's fed. State barely picks it up. Their outside set off the net. Maddie Mays can have a perfect pass, which allows Sadie Swift to hit the slide. State barely recovers it. Meyerhofer steps in to get that overpass, and Amani Foster puts it away off of the block. Now, this next rally is going to be during the 3rd set, which was UNC's best set of the game. They won it. It's 0-1. Zoe's going to enter the ball and immediately get State out of system. But check out how Sophie Hampton adjusts to pick up this line shot beautifully right on the line. Mabry is set. They barely pick it up, that cross shot. They send over a tip that Zoe picks up, which allows Maddie May to show off her setting skills. Mabry gets up there, puts it away with a deep corner shot. And it's rallies like these that show that this team has what it takes to play at a higher level, and fans are just hoping that this weekend, home court advantage will help the Heels beat Virginia Tech and Wake Forest. BJ?
Ashley, senior middle Kaya Merkler has been out for a couple of matches now. How has that affected the team, and when is she expected to come back?
It definitely has hurt the team to not have such an experienced player, but it has allowed players like freshman Sydney Nolan to step up. She was originally recruited as an outside, but she's been excelling in the middle position, and yet again, she's showing how deep this young team is. It's reported that Merkler could be back as soon as this weekend, so we might see her dress out tonight.
Thanks, Ashley.
Fresh off a first-place finish at the ACC Championship, Parker Wolf is coming away with some additional hardware. Wolf is the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association Men's National Athlete of the Week. During the ACC Championship, Wolf finished with a time of 23:03 in the 8K track. Behind Wolf, the Tar Heels took UNC's first ACC Cross Country Championship since 1985. Carolina is well represented at the ITA Fall Nationals in the women's singles draws. Sophomore Reese Brantmeyer has put her dominance on full display through the first two rounds as the number 2 overall seed. Winning comfortably against both Oklahoma and Michigan, she continues to show how much of a force she is with her power off the baseline and variety at the net. After her commanding first-round win against UPenn, Annika Yarlagada continued the winning streak for the Heels, defeating 5th-ranked Carrie Miller from Michigan. Her consistency off the baseline caused many problems for opponents, booking herself a ticket into the quarterfinals. Both Brantmeyer and Yarlagada will face opponents from South Carolina in the quarterfinals. The UNC badminton team is for anyone, but it's led by 2 sisters who were badminton professionals until they chose to come to UNC. Hamsini Sivakumar has the story.
The UNC Badminton Club is a family affair run by sisters Advika and Anushka Ganesh. Anushka is the club president and Advika is the coach. Both of them played professional badminton for years, competing at the highest level. But instead of continuing their professional careers, both girls chose to go to college. Advika is currently a junior at UNC, and Anushka is a sophomore. They tried to juggle both when they started at UNC, but the time commitment and lack of funds caused them to give up playing pro to focus on school. However, badminton is still a big part of their lives.
Freshman year, I looked for it, and I found the badminton club, and I was like, this is great. This is a way for me to keep up with my skills and everything that I've been practicing for so long. And now, I've been doing it every single year that I've been here, and I really enjoy it.
This year, they're adding a competitive team to the mix, which would play in tournaments against other schools. The team has just started training, but Anushka says they're planning a scrimmage with Duke's team soon.
It's because we're starting up would just be to help people improve their game and to be able to take people out to tournaments and meets, because a lot of them have never been before, and just also promote just friendly competition.
Both sisters agreed club badminton was different from pro, but in some unexpectedly good ways. Anushka says that playing with her sister is a lot more fun now.
It's definitely a lot nicer because we don't get angry at each other a lot now because we're not playing competitive and there's nothing at stake.
Neither of them are shutting the door on going pro again after graduation, but for now, they'll be training the competitive team. I'm Hamsini Sivakumar, reporting.
We'll be looking out for Advika and Anushka at their next tournament.
The 25th ranked UNC wrestling team began the season in the Carolina Duels tournament on Thursday in Chapel Hill against 3 teams. And UNC dominated. Redshirt freshman Jaden Scott won his match by fall with 1:50 left, part of UNC's 5-match winning streak. Even redshirt sophomore Isaiah Estrada, who had one of UNC's few losses, still got some good takedowns in. Redshirt junior Max Shaw was ranked number 18 on the Intermat Wrestling preseason rankings and won his match with an incredible pin. Overall, UNC lost only 2 matches, building momentum for their next opponent, Greensboro College. And in match 2, the Tar Heels took a quick 12-0 lead after 2 forfeits. Connor Alexander extended the UNC lead with a dominating technical fall victory, the first of 3 tech falls for UNC. At 184, Chris Salazar erupted the crowd with this takedown and pin of his opponent late in the 3rd period. Wilson Majors sealed the deal with a fall of his own at 187, and the Tar Heels thrashed the Pride 48-3. The final match was against the 20th ranked Oregon State Beavers. Perseverance in the third rounds brought Carolina victories by decision for the first 3 weight classes, including a killer performance by 141-pound redshirt sophomore Lachlan McNeil. The long day caught up with the Heels as the Beavers came back from the 10-0 deficit to take the 18-10 lead. 197-pound Max Shaw brought 2 slams and a 45-second hold on his opponent in the first round to bring the Heels their final points, but it wasn't enough, and Carolina falls 24-13, going 2-1 on the day.
We dropped the match, but we were just talking when we finished up, and super proud. Like everyone knows where we're at. There was a lot of change, obviously, in the first coming of the semester, so we're unified and we're ready to go.
The wrestling team will now turn to face Buffalo in Pennsylvania next Saturday.
The top-ranked Tar Heel men's golf team competed in the East Lake Cup tournament at the Atlanta Athletic Club this week. The team captured the East Lake Cup tournament title by defeating Florida State 3-1 in the championship match. Both David Ford and Peter Fountain won matches to help lead the team to its 3rd tournament title in 5 starts. We know nothing can jazz up your morning quite like some good dancing, and Carolina Vibe offers just that. Rachel Kivlin brings it your way.
UNC is home to several dance groups, but none quite like Carolina Vibe, a student-led, run, and choreographed group of tight-knit dancers. Members of the team come from all different backgrounds, grade levels, and areas of study, and are all united under their love for dance.
My favorite part about being on Vibe is meeting so many different people in different grades and in different groups that I probably wouldn't have met if I wasn't on Vibe. And then also just continuing my love for dance in college is a really special thing to get to do.
Carolina Vibe prides itself on being one of the smallest dance groups on campus. Of more than 50 people who try out every year, fewer than 10 make the team. Members say this allows the team to bond while maintaining a high standard of artistic excellence.
We're a lot smaller, which I think makes us closer knit. We all truly are really good friends. I can text any of them anytime.
The team specializes in contemporary, jazz, and hip-hop, and members have the opportunity to choreograph routines for the fall and spring showcases.
I'm choreographing for the first time this semester, so that's been really fun for me. It's cool to incorporate different influences of dance that I've had growing up from my dance teachers and choreographers, and teach a dance to my friends. And I think, it's a very loving community.
The Carolina Vibe Fall Showcase is sure to be a show-stopping event by leaps and bounds. I'm Rachel Kivlin, reporting.
Rachel is on Carolina Vibe, and she seems to have some pretty good moves.
Now let's close out the show with our play of the week, a game-winning goal from senior Katie Dixon on senior night against Duke to give them a bye in the first round of the ACC tournament. Those 2 teams will play for the conference title tonight at 7, and it would be Carolina's 7th ACC title in a row and an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament.
That does it for this edition of Sports Extra. We'll be back on Monday with all of the highlights from another exciting weekend of Carolina athletics.